the Elliott T. Bowers Honors College here at Sam Houston State University. And I'd like to welcome you all to the FAST Grant Panel here. And I'm going to turn it over to the Director of EURECA, Dr. Madhu Chowdhury. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Madhu Chowdhury, and as Dr. Belsing mentioned, that I'm the director of the EURECA Center. So usually we have every year 8 to 9 FAST awardee. FAST is a faculty and a student team award. And that's very important because student and teacher and faculty both kind of, decide about the project, their involvement, their budget and everything. So our goal here is not as much as what you detailed did, the work, the presentation of the work, rather than this is a service kind of platform. What I want to know, as well as faculty and gathered here, that how your interaction went with faculty. Is there anything you wanted to tell us to modify our behavior, our actions, so that you'll have a more enjoyable, productive kind of, research environment. At the same time, what you learn, what you think that there is some positivity in faculty, you can highlight that. And we'll be frankly, accepting these as a team. And if you have now completed your research, whether you have presented somewhere else on other platform, you have published some work, as well as that help you to get the graduate school or some other avenues which you are competing for. So basically, this is a kind of, more I'm taking a kind of show and tell learning and service panel. So with that, I think we will spend time with the students more, but faculties are welcome to pitch in if something you want to kind of, step in and suggest something. But let's just start with student panel first. And we have a kind of representation from various colleges. So we can go in on my actually photo gallery. I see, why don't you start kind of, introducing yourself first round and with whom you are working. That's the first round going on this. Do you have, Tracy, your kind of command that what is the kind of, like we can call them name?
Sure, when I'm looking at the screen, Mickey is there first. So good. Mickey, if you'll go ahead.
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Anubhav Thakur. As Dr. Bilsing mentioned, I do go with the nickname Mickey. I'm a senior math major, minor in economics, and I had the honor to work with Dr. Hiranya Nath, who's here, on a project in economics last summer. Is there any? Yeah.
For right now, sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, Morgan.
Okay, I am Morgan Barentine. I am what I like to call a super senior. I've been here for 5 years. I'm majoring in biomedical science with a minor in health, and I worked with Dr. Amanda Scarborough to do some research for the food pantry.
Great, thank you. Anissa.
Hi, everyone. My name is Anissa Islas. I am a senior here at Sam Houston State University. I have a major, I'm going to be graduating with a major in computer animation. So I worked with Professor Connolly, Professor Jonathan Bryson, Cesar Rivera, and Professor Elsa Herman, who is here today, to do some research or to make a video that was based off of Dr. Connolly's research.
Great, great. Lance, are you a student or prof? I can't tell anymore, as I keep saying. That's the running joke of this session.
Oh, I'm a student.
Great.
I don't make money yet. I'm Lance Sebesta. I am a senior here at SAM. This will be my last semester. I am an electronics and computer engineering technology major. My research of the summer was over what's called a smart grid. We can get into that later, but I worked with Dr. Reg Pachin.
Great, thank you. Thank you. And Logan?
Hi, my name is Logan McDowell. Over the summer, I worked with Dr. Atkins in her lab, and I graduated in December. And thanks to what I was able to do in that lab, I'm now working in an infectious disease lab in the Woodlands.
Wow, that's fantastic. Awesome, awesome. Hannah.
Hi, I'm Hannah Mascaro. I'm a senior music therapy student. I worked with Dr. Amy Smith on our research in observing NICU nurses.
Great. Emily?
Hi, I'm Emily Melinder. I go by Millie. I'm a senior music therapy major, and I also worked alongside Hannah and Nia as well under Dr. Amy Smith for our research entitled Neonatal Nurse Perspectives on Auditory Needs and Voice Use with Premature Infants.
Great. Well, we'll just follow that up with Nia then.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nia Williams. I am a senior music therapy major as well. And I also worked with Hannah and Millie and the Dr. Amy Smith on our research with neonatal nurse perspectives with on their voice use and the auditory needs of premature infants in the NICU.
Great, thanks, Nia. Okay, Jesus.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jesus Martinez, and I worked along with Morgan as well with Dr. Scarborough on research for the food pantry.
Great. Okay.
Well, we do have very distinguished faculty members, four or five of them. Maybe you can go ahead and introduce yourself. Amy, I see Amy Smith.
Yeah.
Dr. Amy Smith.
Sure. Hi, my name is Dr. Smith, Amy Smith. I was the faculty supervisor for Hannah, Millie, and Nia, and this is an ongoing research trajectory. This was a phase study that we did looking at understanding the perspective of neonatal nurses, and hopefully then it will inform intervention development and some other cultural shifts with regards to the auditory environment of very preterm infants in the NICU.
Dr. Nath.
Hello, I am Hiranno Nath. I'm a professor in economics at the College of Business Administration. And I worked with Anuvab and Falomi. Falomi is not here. He said that he is in class, and I trust him. Thanks.
Dr. Pekin.
Hi, good evening. I guess almost evening. This is Reg Pachin. I'm a quant endowed professor here at Department of Engineering Technology. And I've been working with the LENS for many years as research projects as well as the grants. My research is on pretty much the electrical power systems, renewable energy applications. The specific research that the LENS worked on that basically to provide a smart grid for a more reliable, secure, and resilient power system against all types of unexpected disturbances. Something happened like in the Texas freeze back in February. So the smart grid is pretty much handling all those problems in advance so that hopefully the people wouldn't be suffering, anymore in long term. I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Dr. Atkins.
Hi, thanks for inviting me. Hopefully my dogs won't go crazy while I'm trying to talk. So I'm I'm Dr. Mardell Atkins in the Department of Biological Sciences. I am the Roland Black Endowed Assistant Professor there. I worked with Logan and two other student team members, Destiny Morton and Alicia Gabbard, this last summer on an ongoing project in my lab, trying to understand or model the cancer-associated process of cachexia, which is the wasting of the muscle and the fat that we see in patients, using a fruit fly model system. And my other two graduates were not able to make it here today, but I thank Logan for making the time.
All right, so I think that nobody's left out for introducing here, right?
Yes, Dr. Herman.
Dr. Herman, okay, I'm sorry. Oh, yes.
Hi, everybody. I'm Professor Herman from the Mass Communications Department. I worked with Anissa, Brian Cooper as well, who could not be here today. This was an interdepartmental project. So it started with Dr. Connolly's research on healthy brain and behaviors that he did for the Criminal Justice Department. And in a conversation, I believe, with Professor Rivera, they figured out that they could do some sort of video animation of the results of his project, of his research. And that's when Professor Bryson from animation and me from MassCom joined forces to create a visual representation of the results that Dr. Connolly found in his research. So Professor Rivera with Bree, they created graphics for the project. Anissa and Professor Bryson, they created the animations for the project, and Cooper and I did the audio and the editing for the project. So it was a lot of fun working with them throughout the summer. It took a lot of coordination to get everybody working together, especially due to COVID. We could not actually meet. So it was a challenge to do all of this online, but we managed, and I think we ended up with a beautiful project.
That's wonderful.
Great.
I think we're missing, thank you, Alyssa. I think we're missing one more, Dr. Chattery. Nicola, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, I skipped you.
Oh, no, you're perfectly fine. I'm just a student at Sam Houston as well. I'm under the animal science major with a minor in equine science. And I worked with Dr. Bador and Dr. Pacelli over anaplasma and other tick-borne bacterial agents in horses with specifics in East Texas.
Fantastic, thank you, great.
Well, we have a wide range of topics and also a wide range of people with different experience presenting their experience through this research interaction. So why don't we should open that in a kind of more, don't get kind of too much stressed up, just be kind of light-hearted here. And just, I see a different, there is a different a number of groups clustered together for different project. So if you are speaking on one project, maybe try to kind of, interact at that point, in that group, so that we will have a clear representation from that research group. So let's just start. Just feel free where to start. Okay. So Morgan, you want to start with your group?
Sure. I know me and Jesus did different things because I know he's mass comm and I'm biomedical. So I wanted to focus more on the impact of the distribution content of the food pantry on chronic diseases and stuff. So I basically just wanted to analyze our rural food pantries getting the resources they need for the population to maintain a healthy lifestyle, and whether we're getting the same resources that we need to maintain a preventative lifestyle. So that's what I did. I know Jesus did something a little bit more different, but I really liked it, mostly because it made me not scared of you guys as professors. Because I'm not gonna lie, as a student, I've got a feeling that all of us are absolutely petrified of our professors for no good reason. So I'm glad that I kind of got this opportunity because it made me open up a little bit more, and I got comfortable with Dr. Scarborough, which made me more comfortable with my professors for this semester. So I think that was really important.
And I know for my part, like Morgan said, I focus more on the mass communication side. So I personally work for the food pantry, and I run the social media for the food pantry as well. So my big concentration on the whole project was what social media platform would get the information out if or when we were to have another pandemic or emergency crisis. So I did all that research, which will be in the program that Saturday. But basically with Dr. Scarborough, she was really personable, for lack of better words. I can't really think of the word right now, but she's very personable and friendly, and she's a person just like us. During the summer, I worked a full-time job and took summer classes, and so I was able to involve myself with this research project over the summer as well. And she was really understanding and worked around our schedule as well.
Great. Some other group wants to kind of initiate?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
So again, we worked on the neonatal nurse perspectives on voice use in the NICU, and we got to work with Dr. Smith, which was honestly a really cool experience. A lot of unexpected things got thrown at us, which is definitely something I learned about research, is the timeline can kind of be irrelevant sometimes. You can have a plan and it'll change. And so that a lot of our structure of what we had originally planned when we first joined the project was changed quite a bit with COVID. So just getting to adjust with that was really interesting. But getting to work closely with Dr. Smith was amazing, and kind of as a contrast to, I think, a lot of other majors and other schools, is in the music therapy department. We are very close to our professors. We have like 3 of them, 4, something like that. And so we work with them a lot. And so it was really cool to get kind of even more of a personal interaction with our professor on both kind of a professional level and in the research. So it's been a great experience, really.
Yeah, just to go off Millie, I was not hesitant, but I have never been one super into research. I think that it's very valuable, but me personally never had hands-on experience. But when Dr. Smith presented this possible research on NICU nurses and how that impacts, auditory development with preterm infants, that's something I'm really interested in. Personally, I want to do music therapy in a pediatric setting. So that's why I was like, yeah, like I'll join. And I know Dr. Smith is so knowledgeable about things to do in the NICU in pediatric settings. And so I really was excited to work under her and get her knowledge that can not only help me understand research better, but also understand that setting better. And it was really a joy to just get all of her knowledge and help me in not only research, but my future career. And also Millie and Nia were really wonderful partners to work with as well. So yeah, it was great.
And then I'll go myself.
Yeah, go ahead.
I echo the sentiments of Hannah. It was just a joy working with Hannah and Millie and Dr. Smith. I am a little bit different. I am and have always been interested in research. But prior to joining this, this research team, I did not know just how much goes into research. Like, we're so used to seeing like the end result, where we get to read like through the methodology and all this kind of stuff. But to actually be a part of it and just realize how, how timelines can change. Because we were supposed to be going in person into the NICUs, and just having that just completely uprooted, and then having to be flexible. It really taught flexibility. And then, working under Dr. Smith was just amazing, because of course we already know her, because again, the music therapy department is relatively small, so we have that kind of close connection with our professors. But this allowed us to get closer to Dr. Smith, and she, like, in some colleges, I feel that there might be some, and I don't want to say, I'm not saying expectations, because Dr. Smith has expectations, because she is a professional, but she understood where we were at, and like guided us through the process, especially in regard to like transcribing interviews, which was tedious. I didn't realize how much time went into that alone. And then learning how to code, completely overwhelming at first, but we learned, and we went like step by step, had little information sessions with Dr. Smith, and then data entry as well, where we would go and like insert the data collected from the surveys. And it was just like, looking back, I really didn't know what all was going to go into it, but just now being where we're at now, I'm like, we did this. Like, I never could have imagined, having gone through this first phase, because we're not done. Like, this is not over at all. But having gone through what we have gone through and learned so much, I would totally 100%, 1000% recommend, to students to get into this sort of thing. Even if you think you may not like it, you never know until you try. And I know I'm kind of an anomaly because I do appreciate research, but it opens your mind to like different things, and you learn a lot. And you have to learn to be timely. You have to. It's just so much. It's so much that you come out with, and I feel like that we came out with a lot just throughout the whole process, but also because of Dr. Smith and how amazing she is, and how we had like our little research team meetings. And I know I'm talking long. I'm sorry. I like to talk. I like to talk, but just completely just an amazing experience. And I'm so glad that I was selected and that we have done all that we have done, and we get to present on Saturday. So we did it. And that is all.
All right, so I was a member of Dr. Atkins' lab. I was actually a member of her lab before I ended up getting the grant in the summer, but getting the grant allowed me to take on more responsibility and do an entire project of my own that I otherwise wouldn't have been able to do as resources were limited. I was originally one of many that she had taken under her wing on the team, and getting this allowed me to do a project of my own. And I think because of it, I've become a more confident scientist, a better scientist, and it certainly helped me get me to where I am today. And I think that without being in this lab under Dr. Atkins' mentorship, I wouldn't have been able to, walk into a job interview and confidently talk about things, knowing full well that I knew what I was talking about. And I think it's done wonders for me. I would encourage any student who's thinking about doing research with a professor to do it. It's difficult, it is time consuming, but it's very rewarding. You'll believe more in yourself. You'll do things that you didn't think you could do. It was very daunting at first, the research, but you do slowly catch on, and I've definitely learned a lot from it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. So I do thank Dr. Atkins for allowing me to be a part of that. I would encourage any student to do it if they have the chance.
I can go next. So I had the opportunity to do a research with Dr. Nath. It was me and my co-author, Follow Me Eugene. So our research was on finding the source of funding and its effect on college success and post-graduation success. So what that meant was how we pay for college, how does that affect how we do? So whether we're taking student loans, we're taking grants, we're getting all financial aid, or whether we're doing like scholarships or we're paying out of pocket. And this research question came from a personal incident. I was going through college and I saw some of my friends who would pay college out of pocket, and then I would see myself who would try to get scholarships, and then there's also students taking loans, and that made us ask that question. And I went to Dr. Nath, and we were coming back from a research conference the year before, and I asked him this question. He's like, well, you can ask this question in a research lens and then look up the literature and do it systematically. I was like, I would love to do this, but I knew it was very daunting and I was nervous and I've never done anything like this. And so just working with Dr. Nath, it was incredible. It's one of the best learning experience that we did over the summer. We all know that last summer was not a usual summer. It was very unusual. We were going through tough times and just quarantining and staying home all day. And so just being with Dr. Nath as an advisor, he's incredible. He's super caring, and he would ask for us to make sure we were okay and we were safe. And just financially, it was an incredible blessing being able to get the grant, because we all were student workers and all of the campus was closed. So it was really helpful in that sense. But more so, it was this process helped us both me and my co-author get into graduate school, it was a very critical part about our graduate school application. We just accepted offers, so I'm going to start my PhD program at SMU, and then in economics, and then my co-author, Follow Me Eugene, is going to start a master's program at SMU at the business school as well. And it's just this research project was a very crucial part about the application, and more so just moving forward. I know I'll be in academia for a while now, at least 5 years. So I know I have to do research. There's no running away from that. But more so now I get to enjoy it, and I feel more prepared going into graduate school versus that daunting, research. And if I received offers from other schools as well, and I decided on picking SMU as one of the schools, and it wouldn't have been possible without the FAST grant. So it's been really helpful, and I'm really grateful. Dr. Nath, if I missed anything, please feel free to add.
I think you are fine. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm glad that both of you follow me, although you had other offers. So you accepted the offers from SMU, because SMU was also my alma mater. So that's where I did my PhD. So I think a great choice. So thumbs up.
I can go next. So my research over the summer, as I said a moment ago, was looking at the effects of how a smart grid could benefit things. A smart grid, I'm not going to go into that too much. It basically just reroutes power around blackout areas. It helps prevent blackouts. Most of my work was dealing with high voltages. So I did have things explode, things fry, but this has taught me some very valuable safety things as well. It's definitely made me confident, like Logan was saying, because I can walk in and tell somebody not to do something because I've done it before. Overall, though, I've worked for Dr. Pechin, my bad. I've worked with him on research as well. So overall, I think I know the man a little way too much. But besides that, this research opportunity helps me. It made me see the side more of the literary review, because usually when I'm working on research stuff with my professors, I'm more of the manual labor and some other things as well, some number crunchers, things like that. This was a chance to do all of the literary research and review and everything. I don't really like it, but I understand why it needs to be there. Let's see here, working alongside professors, it has definitely, I think it's helped me overall academically. And it's also given me, like Logan said as well, it's giving me confidence as well with other things with job interviews, because they love to see all the experience I have with these kind of shady things that I shouldn't really be doing, but it happens. And also just the various skill sets as well that I wouldn't normally get just doing class. That's pretty much my experience overall with this.
All right, anybody else? No, left, no? Okay.
I can go next.
Go ahead.
So my experience working with Professor Bryson and Professor Herman and Professor Rivera and Dr. Connolly as well on this project was very interesting. I got the opportunity to kind of work in a team, which I'm not sure how much all of you know about animation, but it's a very team and group oriented kind of career field. And so getting that opportunity was very helpful for me in both applying for jobs and just in general. I got to work with some programs for the first time that I've never had the opportunity to work with, or I would have otherwise. That definitely gives me advantage over my peers. It was very nice to be able to get that one-on-one time with my professors and kind of like understand them a bit more and understand their processes, which kind of help influence me in my work. The opportunity in general was just amazing, and I definitely encourage anybody who is seeking that out to just go for it. I also had the opportunity to work with other students, which was very helpful for me in being able to communicate with them and kind of figure things out, which is again very important for my field, and I'm pretty sure for everybody else's as well. So just being able to kind of dip my toe in there for the first time was very helpful.
Great, thank you. Is anybody left, or
Sorry,
we
I
are
think
done
we
first
have
round?
another student from our project has joined us a little bit later. Bree is here, so I think she wants to say a few words.
Go ahead.
Hi. I would say my experience was very, very beneficial because, as well as like what Anissa said, I've learned to work with programs that I had never worked with before. I'm a graphic design major, and I had to work in After Effects for the first time, which is basically a motion graphics software. And I had to integrate data that wouldn't be interesting to anybody like on the surface, and had to make it actually interesting with, you know, color and motion. I never worked with anything like that before, and Professor Cesar Rivera kind of walked me through it and gave me the confidence to work with that program, and it actually came out very well in the video collaboration we had to do with Eric Connolly. I feel like it made me grow it as a designer and gave me an upper hand with my fellow peers that are in my my graduate class. Well, my undergraduate class, we're graduating this semester, but and it also gave me a chance to learn about collaboration. Like I said, I worked with Anissa and I worked with another student as well as the faculty, and it kind of helped me grow as, you know, as an adult as well as a student. And kind of just gave me an opportunity that I wouldn't have had if I didn't have the confidence to join this FAST grant. I was kind of hesitant at first, and Cesar Rivera kind of like pushed me to do it. So I was, I'm very thankful for him. He wasn't able to join us, but otherwise I was very thankful that he gave me the opportunity and approached me. He saw that potential. So I find it beneficial in the end.
Thank you. Anybody left now? Okay.
Yes, yes,
Who is
one
that?
more, one
Nicole?
more. Miss Nicola?
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, whenever I was working with Dr. Bador, I was very grateful that she came up to me and spoke to me about this as well. I got the opportunity to be able to learn a little bit more about the finer details of research at universities. I kind of had a broad idea, but I didn't know exactly how to go about doing it. And so when she came to me, I was thrilled for the opportunity, and I just have to say it was one of the most fun summers, and luckily she let me continue helping her with the project just here and there, even as time went on and the grant ended. So I got more time to work with her and with Dr. Bocelli and his team, and they were all wonderful. I improved relationships with the faculty and students, and I feel a lot more confident about my future in research now because of them.
Thank you. Well, I think you all have very resounding, like kind of confirmation that this program is running good, and everybody has actually explained more positive interaction. Now we can maybe flip this a little bit in other side. Other side means that, it's very pleasant to listen everything that we are great. Faculties are great. And I do tell you, I had my own personal experience in my lab meeting. Exclusively, I keep one lab meeting towards the end that list the things which I do wrong so that I can improve myself. It's a learning process, both sides. And I'll just tell you one experience from myself so that will open up. Like my student told me that you are very aggressive. Aggressive means that you are very kind of timeline determined that this has to be here. And you are kind of, that sometimes, hurts us. You have to give us some space that, okay, we can make mistake, we can do something, maybe slow down. And I understood and I learned because I came from the medical school teaching background. So I felt that everybody has 24 hours to work. But there are other things in life people are working with. So I soon realized that no, I have to have I have to understand my student first, that where they are, what kind of life situation they are, so that I have to cope up with that. So I learn a lot from that way. So what I'm thinking is, like, I'm not telling you to just kind of, open, like just critique everything, but if you think something positively, if we have to improve upon, there's nothing wrong. It's a very positive environment for faculty to learn also. So and the reason is this, because we are thinking not the faculty-led FAST program. Now we are thinking very alternate way, the student-led faculty FAST program, where the student will go and select faculty, and then probably you will be exposed to writing your own proposal, your ideas, like as Anubhav explained that from that simple communication, how he got the idea to start doing things with the research lens. And that's great. So that's the experience, how to find idea to work, how to do the literature survey, how to conduct experiment is one part. Then you how to write report, how to publish paper, and how to get criticism by reviewer. Often when I get my research paper reviewed and back, that day I had a hard time to work with, because I'm so mentally kind of, like mad that either my reviewer didn't understand, or maybe he's criticizing me. Probably if I want to see in front of me, I can communicate with him properly. So what I say is that overall, we are very happy. The program is very happy with all positive interactions. But if you have in a mild way to say us something to improve upon, that's also very important. Or in the program that, oh, I was supposed to do this data analysis. I didn't get a chance to get exposed to doing other part. Research is a kind of a string of process where you have to get involved in all the smaller steps. So, and sometime, like I do tell you, I tell my student that tell me sometime I'm wrong, I'll be more happy with this student. So if you have some idea conflict with faculty that, oh, I think this way I should do experiment, this way it should work. I'm not telling that at the first time you'll come with that experience immediately, but if you have that kind of experience, that's good. That's very positive that you have come up, you are growing into a kind of more in-depth zone where you can go and kind of explore more things by yourself and you become independent. So go ahead, this is a freelance. I'm not suggesting anything. You can go ahead if you want to kind of, suggest us anything. We are only limited number of faculty here, but that's fine. We will communicate that through the platform that these are the ideas comes from a student to kind of be happy and joyful experience. It's your turn.
All right, so I don't know if this is something that can be remedied, because I understand that faculty and resources are limited, but if there is anything that could be improved, it would be more availability for more students, because I think this experience really does make a difference in shaping you through your undergraduate. I think it did wonders for me believing in myself and understanding a higher level of science than I would have in my classes alone. So if there's more opportunities for students to take this, I think that would be very beneficial. And that's not really a critique, it's just something for thought. If there's maybe a way of spreading word to the greater student body. I got into research with Dr. Atkins because I had her for a cell biology class, and I would ask questions and interact with her, and I would talk to her after class, and then she let me know she was starting a lab and asked me if I'd like to come on board. So I would encourage students to interact with your professors, ask questions and speak, because it's part of networking and you'll be doing that all your life. So you may as well start now. And the more opportunities for you to do that, the better.
That's great. Logan has a great point, actually. With this kind of note, I actually felt the same way from the teacher side. The student who asked too many questions in the class, you record your image. And I do tell you there is a positive aspect of it in grade also. It has been many times that I have determined in a subjective way this student is A. Because the kind of question, the kind of articulation, they do in the class. And then I see at the end that he has 88. I think he has to get A. Well, I'm telling you honestly, you think something that everything is subjective. Yes, you have things has to be sometimes subjective too, because youth experience. So what happened is that you curve them in a way that other people will get benefited too, but that person whom you have imaged that he's an A-grade student, they don't fall short. I do tell you, I do that. So the positive things in the class is ask question, articulate different ideas, come and talk to professor in office hours. And those are the things really adds on your academic success as well as opportunity to reach out faculty. Thank you, Logan. That's a good point. Anybody else? Anything?
I would actually like to piggyback off that. I think I just cut someone off. I'm so sorry. If someone wants to go before me, go for it.
Go ahead.
I was just pointing out that you had your hand raised. So go ahead.
Cool.
Sorry.
No, you're good. But I wanted to piggyback on Logan because I literally could not agree more with him, because I know, like, as a freshman, I signed up to be a pre-med student, and all the things that you have to do is like pretty overwhelming. But one of the things that I definitely waited and kept pushing was research, because I was like, you know what, I'll wait until I do it later. I'm not smart enough. Like, it's extremely hard, complicated, scary. I'll wait until I do it later. But I think that now that I know, like, you don't have to be, the smartest kid in the class. As long as you're curious and you're knowledgeable, you can do it. And it's more creative in a sense than it is analytical. But I think that the fact that there is like limited spots, I know in particular for biology, Dr. Bocelli's lab is extremely hard to get into, mostly because it's just limited on spots. So I think that opening up more spots would actually help a lot of us, probably, because I think we're all scared of the competitiveness. Like, we kind of just like wait until there's more spots available and that kind of thing.
That's a good point. I think just adding one more thing, I felt that when you go for PhD program, I saw all the list of full professors, associate professors, assistant professor. And I asked whom, after rotation, I had to choose someone. And somebody suggested me, one of my seniors, that go and work with assistant professor. I don't know why. This guy is famous, full professor. He told that no, maybe he has now dried out in idea. Like the burning, like ideas is coming at the assistant research professor, assistant professor level, where they are kind of, claiming their own territory. They are trying to own niche, research niche. And that's the place where you may sometime discover some big thing. So I agree with you that sometime, even though we are some professors, don't feel bad. We all have accomplished, gone through that route. But yes, I feel sometimes it is good. And I just gave this idea with respect to here, Dr. Atkins and Dr. Bocelli, both are in our department. They are doing superb job in research as well as teaching. And I think it is a good opportunities to work with younger faculty so that they can bring all the new ideas and interact kind of more openly, which you can do. As you become professor, people get a little bit kind of, scary. Thank you.
I think Nia had her hand raised too.
Sure, go ahead.
I did, yes. Now I need to remember my question.
Sorry.
Okay, so how are people made aware, or students made aware of the research opportunities? Does it depend on like the college or the department, or is there like an informational forum where people could go and kind of get, or even like informational sessions similar to like the thesis writing sessions in the honors college? So I feel like that would be helpful for students to be a part of, so that they can be made aware and just be able to ask all the questions that they might have about the whole experience, and maybe have people who have been in research before that are still students, have them come in and give their perspectives. I feel like that would be helpful, and kind of just having the little pool that they can dip their toe in, so they can like ask all the questions and just vent any like concerns or questions that they might have.
I think you have a really great question. We are struggling with these ideas, how we can make Sam Houston University a kind of name for undergraduate researcher. This is a kind of, like Eureka's kind of vision was like that. And we are discussing this a lot. And recently on one platform, some of the upper administration, and we are discussing this. And we are maybe next 6 months will be a kind of little change, big change, that we are setting 2 different platform website where we can have any undergraduate student can approach that site and write that he's interested or he's interested in research, this kind of idea, even open kind of, any new problem. And then we can try to match with some faculty and make this process kind of, like going both way traffic. Right now, we are kind of, like a limited opportunities, and as well as faculty just go and dig out, find out someone that who will be interested and do research. So yes, I think at the administrative level, we are really thinking a lot how to change this platform and the center in a way that we can have kind of, live chat, live opening in discussion and all that. We have recently actually with Honors College, we have started one sponsored program for abstract writing and PowerPoint design. And this due to this COVID situation, we didn't flourish quite a bit this year, but our program is there that we can have every semester a couple of workshops so that people can come and step in, write abstract, write proposal. Not that your advisor only is involved there, but as a community, research community, we all will be involved in that process. And I think Dr. Nath, Dr. Atkins, and many others have participated as a kind of mentor in that workshop.
Yeah. Morgan, did you have a question?
Yeah, it's more like kind of like an idea, kind of, because like I believe is Nia, I think, was saying like having some sort of way for like students to kind of pull together and like get the information. I know Dr. Chowdhury probably knows about this, but after medical school, you go through a match for residencies. I was wondering if there would be a way to do like a similar program, but for undergraduates in research, where the undergraduates kind of come up with some type of research question that they have with a proposal and whatever, and then match with a professor.
Yeah, perfectly. I think that's what you're right. Exactly. We are thinking the like a kind of interaction of a student idea also, and matching with kind of faculty's close ideas where they can kind of flourish that idea into experimental platform. Well, how we are doing time-wise, Tracy?
I think it is 6:26, so we have 4 minutes left for an hour session.
Okay.
So.
Well, I will probably then open up for our few faculty members are here. If you want to just advise or give some kind of closing things for our students so that other students can hear from that platform. We have Dr. Hiranya Nath and Dr. Mardal Atkins. And I think, is anybody else is still there?
Dr. Herman.
Yeah.
Dr. Smith,
Yeah.
Dr. Pekin. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. If you are here, just kind of show up. That's fine. Great. Okay, go ahead. Dr. Nath, you have, I see Dr. Nath and Dr. Atkins just here available. So go ahead, Dr. Nath.
Okay, I would like to thank all the research scholars. I can call them scholars because they are actively involved. They were actively involved in research projects. Hope they will keep doing it and will sign in their respective lives. And congratulations. And I would also like to thank EURECA Center for giving those opportunities to all of us to work with our student collaborators. I think that's a great opportunity. I think we need to publicize this program across campus so that more and more students and faculty can get the opportunity to do collaborative research. I think this is a great initiative. I also thank the Honors College for promoting research, undergraduate research on campus. And again, good luck to all of you. Sign, do well and sign. Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Atkins.
I'd also like to just thank EURECA and for giving us the opportunity and the support to run this project and to have the opportunity to work with my three very talented, hardworking students. It was great to watch them develop and get excited about science and to gain confidence. In addition to Logan, my other two team members, Destiny Morton and Alicia Gabbard, definitely also, I think, saw benefits from the program. Destiny was a little too busy tonight to attend because she's busy studying for her new job as a DNA forensic specialist 1 for the Texas Department of Public Safety. And Alicia had an opportunity to present at an international conference in the fall on the work that the team had done, hosted by Rice University for undergraduates. And she's looking at, I think, trying to get into an MD PhD program because research ended up being so much fun for her. And so I just want to thank the university and EURECA for giving us this opportunity and the support for letting these things happen.
Thank you. Okay, Alicia Harmon, Dr. Harmon.
Yes. So yeah, I also want to thank EURECA for the grant. And I want to congratulate the students, Anissa, Bree, and Cooper, for the wonderful work they did. I hope they know that they did professional level work and that the result of this can be in their portfolio for future employment. And that they can also count on their professors now for recommendation letters where we can talk about their expertise, not only as students, but now as professionals as well. And I'm sure that they will all have brilliant careers ahead of them. And I'm very excited to see where they go in the future.
Thank you. Thank you.
I would like to add a couple words, Dr. Chaudhry. I guess this is all about the dedication. It is not easy to find dedicated undergraduate students. I mean, who can come like 7:30 a.m., 8 a.m., all the way to the 6 p.m. staying in the department. So Lance has been one of those exceptional students. I mean, working in grant projects, and definitely would like to thank you so much to be part of the EURECA project, as well as other projects. It's a win-win for our students. Lance worked in 3 or 4 grant projects in addition to FAST grant. And another student of mine, she worked in USDA project. And just as of yesterday, she got a job offer from Sandy National Labs. I mean, that's a great honor. I was like screaming on the phone when she called me, Megan, that is lovely. You know, it's congratulations. Megan and Lance work together in ongoing USDA research lab right now here in the engineering technology department. So it is definitely win-win. That's something that students always can be proud of, that to be part of the research, applied research or theoretical research with the faculty. And also it definitely enlarges their horizons and they love to start to publish, even the undergraduate level. Wow, it's not that difficult, you know, publishing, talking, going to conferences. So it's been wonderful, you know, opportunity to have learned as many other students. Unfortunately, he's graduating. He already got a 2-job offer. So it's been great. I mean, we love to continue this synergy for the future students, also be part of the EURECA program. It's definitely, you know, I strongly encourage to our students, especially selected students, always to be considering, you know, applying with the faculty, or as you mentioned, that maybe in future they may start writing their own proposal. That will be really exciting, honestly. Thank you.
Thank you. I think probably we are close to completion. I want to have few words and then Tracy can kind of close it. I really thank you all for coming and sharing your thoughts and interactions for your productive experience. And I thank also faculty members who have really contributed their time to advance students' personal and scholarly growth. And I thank on behalf of EURECA to Tracy Wilson, who is a assistant dean in the Honors College and the kind of flag holder of this URS, Undergraduate Research Symposium. She has done a terrific job, very hardworking, working kind of, like morning to evening, and recording things for this all URS synchronous presentation. And with that, I will just give Tracy for the last word, whatever she wants to say.
Thank you, Dr. Chowdhury. I think that we need some words from Dr. Smith.
Sure, I will echo what the other faculty also mentioned. Thanks to EURECA and the Honors College for the opportunity to have funding for students to be able to participate. I think it's, it's one thing to encourage students to be part of research projects with faculty to get the experience, and many of them really want to have that experience, but then to offer them a stipend and pay them for the immense amount of time that they dedicate to the projects is really just an incredible offering to the students. And for the 3 students who worked on my project that started last summer and then went through a redesign phase because of COVID, I think it's worth mentioning that all of these students are also dedicating themselves to additional work in the midst of trying to finish degrees during the time of a pandemic. And so that also goes without saying that, we're in the midst of some really incredible undergraduate students who have, against all odds, continued to invest their time and effort, not only to move faculty research projects forward, but to, enhance their own understanding of the research process and gain, the experience for whatever that means for their future, whether that's career building or moving into graduate studies. So I think, kudos to everybody here who really worked on a project, and to all the faculty as well. As a young faculty, this is only my 2nd year in academics, and here at SAM, it was a really great experience to be able to mentor the undergraduate students through this program. So thank you all.
Great, thank you. So now, Dr. Tracy Belsing, last word.
Last words. Once again, I think we've said thank you so many times, but really for taking time out of your day and for joining us and for really sharing these experiences, which make me so very, very, very proud of the SHSU community and our undergraduates. I'm loving the interdisciplinary nature of some of this work. I love the ideas that Dr. Chowdhury is going to push with the administration And we will continue providing a wonderful platform like Eureka, as well as the Undergraduate Research Symposium for wonderful students like you all and wonderful faculty like you all as well. Thank you very, very much. And please make sure to view the URS on April 24th. It will be open to everybody. Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You all take care and enjoy the rest of your semester. We can do this.
Good.
Bye.
Bye.